What's up, guys? This is Coach Rob, and welcome to Hustle Hard Work. So today I'm going to talk about Tamiami basketball. You know why I do Tamiami basketball. So I think it's important for people to understand why I do what I do with Tamiami basketball. So I've been running Tamiami basketball now for about it's going to be 3 years, and I've been involved with the league for about 12 years. And since the moment I first walked into Tamiami, what blew me away was the energy that was in that building. The place was packed. Everybody was into their games. People were cheering. It was screaming. I mean, it was just unbelievable energy in there, and it was contagious. The moment I went in there, I just wanted to be in there all the time, and I wanted to feel that excitement and that joy and that energy every day. It was truly a blessing. And when I started coaching, I started volunteering. I was coaching a girls team, and we were very competitive. And then I started coaching my boys, some of my players from the schools that I was working at, and I was able to keep some of these players together, it was such a cool experience. And seeing these kids develop and seeing them compete and seeing the competition and so many different coaches, so many different players, so many different experiences, it was amazing. And I always felt that I could bring a different experience, and I always want to make it special for the kids. And just like everything, it's a growth, it's a growing process, it's a learning curve, and the game has really evolved. When Tamiami first started, when it was thriving, when it was at its ultimate boom, is when I got involved. And there was 100 something kids per division, and then the rise of travel basketball, other programs that opened up within the county. Tamiami was it. You played basketball, it was at Tamiami. Maybe YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, but Tamiami was it. The best players in the county played at Tamiami. They all played on those same blue and red floors that the kids are playing on now. Some of the best players in the entire state of Florida played on those same floors. The idea is to reinvent and evolve and adjust with the times. And it's important to bring in that aspect of the competitive, because these competitive travel teams and stuff, it is the future. And what I've learned about these travel organizations that they all have their own beliefs and their own way of developing kids and preparing them. And I think it's great, but I want to have this home where I'm able to bring all these organizations and all these teams together, and that's Tamiami basketball. And what I've learned is when you play with this organization, it's like this. When you play with that organization, it's like that. And they all have kind of their different, this is age-based, this is grade-based, this is, there's all these different ways, but Tamiami is age-based and it's recreational setting. So what makes Tamiami special is the recreational league, in which players are rated with a number, and that number is broken down into a sheet, and then the coaches get together in a room and we draft a team just like the NBA would, and we have our first pick all the way through our last pick. There's protected players, the coaches' sons, and based on everybody's rating, we try to make sure that the teams are as fair as possible. And this formula has been successful because no matter what I do in all the seasons that I've worked with basketball, you're always going to have undefeated teams. You're always going to have teams that never win. And there's a lot of factors that happen into that. You got young kids. Your star player isn't carrying the team the way you expect it to. Coaching, the competition. I mean, there's just so many factors. But at the end of the day, if you're working, if you're playing, if you're competing, you're getting better. So that's what makes the Tamiami league special. So now by bringing in these outside competition teams, you're allowing teams to stay together. And I think the recreational is great because you're able to have new coaches, new teams, new experiences. But I also think that camaraderie and commitment and longevity is also important. And that's why I respect these competitive basketball organizations. That's why I respect teams that want to remain together and be a part of Tamiami, And so I've allowed teams to come in. I've allowed teams to be assembled and then be able to compete amongst themselves, but also be able to compete with some of these recreational teams. And when it comes to the playoff times, the recreational, everything is going to be separate. So there's going to be the competitive side, there's going to be the recreational side, and they're each going to have their championship. But the idea is to challenge every team and make sure that everybody's getting good competitive runs. 20-point wins, 20-point losses, kids playing from huge age disparities. Those are all things that they're not enjoyable for anybody. Winning games by 20, you're not benefiting. Losing games by 20, you're not benefiting. Having an 8-year-old play with a 12-year-old, you're not benefiting. and I want to make sure that all those things, that they don't happen in the league. And I do my best to make sure that's fair. I do my best to make sure that our coaches are qualified and that they know what they're doing and they're doing what's best for their kids, and that's one thing that I could vouch for my coaches. They're doing it from straight love, and that love, there's no monetary value that you could put to that. They're doing it for their kids. They're doing it for the love of the game, and that's invaluable, and we're extremely fortunate. Tamiami is such a tight-knit community, and especially after the pandemic, we're such a tight-knit community, and the idea is that we grow organically and that we grow correct, and we make sure that the coaches that we pick up, that they're part of the culture, that they're part of our community, and that the players are part of our culture and our community, and the outside organizations and teams that come in, that they're all part of the same culture and community. And there will be seasons that it's all Tamiami uniforms, Tamiami rules, and then we'll have our competitive season where it's AAU rules, for example, and then we're gonna have tournaments. We're gonna do 3-on-3, but the idea is that the growth is organic. I no longer, I'm not pursuing 1,000 kids. I want to make sure that at the rate we grow, we can handle, and that we can provide the same experience from the age 5 all the way to these kids are in past college. So I look forward to continuing to work with the kids. I look forward to continuing to develop them, and I look forward to the future of Tamiami. Our goals never changed, to be able to provide an experience for the community, and teach the kids about life through basketball. I'm honored to be in the position that I'm in, and I look forward to continuing to push and evolve and change with the times and grow. So I look forward to growing with you guys. Make sure you check us out, TamiamiBasketball.com, and I hope to catch you guys soon. Remember, hustle hard, hard work